Hi BookTube, my name is Grace and I'm here to talk about books that I recommend for Hogwarts houses. So this is a new series on my channel. I haven't seen any booktubers do it, but I'm sure they have done it recently. I just haven't seen it. Today, as you might be able to tell, this is the reddest thing I own in my closet. So I will be starting with Gryffindor, of course. It's not my house, but I'm starting with Gryffindor because a lot of people are from Gryffindor house and it's the most popular in the series. So I thought it would be best to start off with. If you want to see the rest of the houses, I will be doing them very soon. So this is just the Gryffindor one and I'll see how this goes. So these are just some common books that I thought people who like reading these kind of books are usually possess a lot of the Gryffindor traits. On Harry Potter Wiki, the Gryffindor house emphasizes the traits of courage as well as daring, nerve, and chivalry. Thus, its members are generally regarded as brave, though sometimes to the point of recklessness. Some Gryffindors have also been noted to be short-tempered. So we see this often in the Harry Potter series. There are a lot of characters who are from Gryffindor, particularly the main three. I find this unfortunate because there's no diversity with the other houses apart from Slytherin being full of bullies, but that's just me. That's just my opinion. So I'm going to start with Gryffindor and then we'll see how we go later on, and I'll do the other books with the houses as we go. So here we go. Here's book recommendations for House of Gryffindor. This one's pretty obvious what it's going to be, and that is, of course, The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. This is an obvious choice for those who are very brave and chivalrous and want to give it a go. It is so much fun. Hunger Games is, in case you've been living under a rock for the last 5 years, it's a dystopian fantasy novel set in the future where these districts compete in the Hunger Games every year. And basically teenagers are picked out of this big bowl of people in the district and they're sent to fight to the death in an arena for jewelry and rich for money for the rest of their life if they win. But if they lose, then they'll die. So life or death game. There's lots of bravery involved, strategy. The characters are all pretty endearing to read about, and they show various times that they possess a lot of bravery, courage, and strength within themselves, and for others, a lot of the main characters stand up for people who are less inclined to fight or who can't stand up for themselves. They are very brave and very inspiring to read about. So I think that especially Katniss and Peter, maybe not Peter as much, but definitely Katniss and Gale fit the Gryffindor house very well. So I would definitely put this book series in with Gryffindor myself. Okay, next one, might get some flack for this, but I'm going to say it. This seems like an obvious choice again, and that is the Divergent series by Veronica Roth. So this follows Tris. She is a girl from Abnegation who is a very selfless faction, and she goes and decides to join the Dauntless faction, which is like the war-centered fighting faction of the group, which is like the Gryffindor of the Divergent universe. So they fight a lot. They play capture the flag. They learn how to throw knives, how to use guns, how to do one-on-one combat, things like that. And they follow her along with a government-like conspiracy of another faction trying to take control of the entire city of Chicago. So yeah, this follows her. Tris is undoubtedly a Divergent, so she possesses more than one trait. However, I think her most dominant trait is her dauntless side a lot of the time, especially in the last couple of books. She definitely shows a very strong, very brave, independent, and often reckless side of her that I enjoy reading about. Even though the series wasn't a hit for me per se, I think a lot of Gryffindors will like to read this and associate themselves with Tris a lot. So give that one a shot, guys. The next one I want to recommend is the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. This follows basically all the series: Infernal Devices, The Mortal Instruments, Red Scrolls of Magic, Shadowhunter Academy, and so on. So this follows all of the ones that Cassidy Clare has written. I love all of them, basically. I love all of them to death. And these follow Shadowhunters who protect the mortal world and humans from demons who try and invade and kill people. And Shadowhunters themselves are descendants of angels, so they have angel blood that makes them really fast, really gifted in certain areas, so they can activate runes on their skin that make them see in the dark, like have advanced speed, agility, fighting skills, and such. So we follow Clary, who is a stubborn redhead, and she ends up falling into this world of shadow hunters. She meets a boy called Jace, who shows her the Shadowhunter Academy, and she gets wrapped up in this whole world and this civil war going on between the Shadowhunters and, you know, the good ones and the bad ones, basically. And it's this whole massive adventure. It's so much fun and a really great world to dive into. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you like the supernatural and urban fantasy elements, please give that one a go. I think a lot of Gryffindors would definitely relate to the Shadowhunter way of life and really love that intense war, like a battle heavy kind of thing going on, and will love Clary as a character who is very brave and doesn't take anything, any crap from anybody. Next one I want to recommend for Gryffindors is a series called, well, this first book is called Carry On, and the second one is called Wayward Son, I think. So this is a gay fantasy following two boys, Simon and Baz. So this is basically a Harry Potter retelling if Drarry was a thing. So we have a magical school, and a boy called Simon, who is a very powerful wizard, and Baz, who is also a powerful wizard, but he is also rumored to be a vampire. So Simon basically stalks the living nightmare out of Baz to get information as to whether he thinks he is a vampire or not. And we find out through the book that they end up falling for like an enemies to lovers romance, where they end up finding out this obsession they have with each other isn't a really bad thing. It's their like mutual attraction to each other showing out through them lashing out at each other. And I think it's really cute. It's really fun romance. If you like lots of like a Harry Potter retelling, but with lots of one-on-one, face-to-face combat as well as magic using, definitely give this one a go. Simon is 100% a Gryffindor in the way he approaches conflict and approaches other people in his life. He's very headstrong, very stubborn, but also very lovable and sweet at the same time. So I think he's a very good balance of a Gryffindor, and if you like a Harry Potter retelling with a gay romance, definitely give this one a go. Okay. Next one I want to recommend for Gryffindors is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This is a first one in a series of fairy tale retellings, but this one is set in a science fiction future, so per se. So there are like robot hybrids who are half human, half robot and such. And we meet our main character Cinder, who it's basically a Cinderella retelling if you couldn't tell from the title, and she's a cyborg, so she has a robot leg, I'm pretty sure, and she wants to be able to have her own and go further in life. She works as a mechanic, and she meets a prince of the realm, and there's basically this big infection going around the city, and someone she knows gets sick, and she's trying to both stop the infection from spreading to her loved ones and also trying to earn enough money to get away from her abusive family. So while having this romance with this adorable prince at the same time. So she is very headstrong, very stubborn, very, very, very brave and courageous to do the things she does in this book. And I think that definitely shows a Gryffindor side to her as a character. Yeah, so overall I think that's a good one. If you like fairy tale retellings, give Cinder and Scarlet, the other books in this series, a go. There's a Rapunzel retelling, a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and the one that I mentioned, Cinder, is a Cinderella retelling. So give those a go. They're a lot of fun to read, and the descriptive writing and stuff is great. The last book I want to recommend for Gryffindors is Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera. This is the first fantasy book he has written, and it follows two brothers in America. And one of them is magical, possesses magical phoenix powers, and the other one does not, but he is very popular on social media. He has a big following on there, and the two brothers have a relationship that is unique and strained at times because of the loss of their father, and they're both taking different views on life, and both had different goals, but they both work together when push comes to shove. And basically the two brothers get sucked up in this big war between magic users, and have to also protect the people they love from the public and from the people who use this magic against them. So it's like a big magic civil war. There's a lot of like politics and internal family dynamic going on at the same time. But definitely I think the two brothers, definitely one of them who has the phoenix powers, definitely gives a Gryffindor vibe, but he also has a slight like Hufflepuff leaning. So he is very strong, very brave in himself, and he lacks a little bit of confidence at the start, but when he starts to like get the hang of his powers and what he knows that he can protect himself and his family if he works hard at it and tries really hard and trusts in other people as well. It's quite inspiring, and I really enjoy his progression going through the entire book. I will say his brother is probably a Slytherin type, a bad stereotype of a Slytherin, but I think definitely the main boy who has the Phoenix powers is a Gryffindor through and through. He's so brave, intelligent, he's so self-sacrificing and so like chivalrous and amazing, and he's such a cute character. I adore him and adored reading this book. So if you like superhero origin stories and want to read more about that, definitely pick this one up. That was enough for the Gryffindors. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, comment down below if you want to see more. I will be doing the next one will be Hufflepuff in the following days, so keep a lookout for it. Thank you very much and stay safe. Have a great day.